blocks to come
Okay.
for clinical skills. And the first question was...
How many students member with a tutor?
With the group sessions, we did them last and it was too big. So this year, I'm going to try and have a Google link with the 2 questions, but have a set number aside for you to submit. So maybe not more than 4 or 5 in a group per tutor.
Okay.
Can submit 1 question.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very, very much, Amal. We have presenting now, everyone, Anita Campbell. And Anita is going to talk to us a little bit about growth and fixed mindsets and how that relates to success and failure in our context. Anita, thank you. Over to you.
Right. So I'm interested in why successful engineering students who've had a history of high achievement at school come to university and then fail, and how some of them manage to pick themselves up because there are a lot of issues, in the transition into first year, but some of them don't. So I've been interested in the move from this kind of happy scenario of people all enthusiastic about learning to less so. All right, and something I came across that seemed to offer at least a slice of the pie, a piece of the puzzle, is a social psychology theory by a Stanford lecturer who's been working for 20 years in this field along this line, and wrote a very popular book you might see in our library. There's 2 sort of versions, and it's about how you think affects your beliefs, how your beliefs affect your behavior. So if a student is not doing the things that they know they should be doing, because what was really interesting to me is students would sit in my office and tell me the things that they know they should be doing. I know I should be attending tutorials. I know I should be asking questions, but they're not doing that. So it's not a matter of they don't have the knowledge. They're just not putting that behavior into practice. And so the ideas are here. Right, anyway, if you've got a device, would you please tell me what you believe about intelligence? Okay, so of course there are right answers, but I'm not telling you what they are. No, this is just, if you've got a device, go to menti.com. I'm hoping that it hasn't timed out, because I don't know how many hours you're allowed on Mentimeter. So just try it out. If you can get there, then you can answer these. This is a slide-in scale. So beliefs about intelligence are, they're part of our culture. Now that I've become aware to them, I have a lot of beliefs myself that I don't think are very helpful, which I've been trying to squash, but I find them popping up still. And just as a measure of what you're feeling at this moment, you may pop them in. So if you can't see it too clearly, the first one is you can learn new things, but you cannot really change your basic level of intelligence. I like my work best when it makes me think hard. I like my work best when I can do it perfectly without any mistakes. I like work that I'll learn from, even if I make lots of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. Okay, and if I see results, this will tell me if anyone's getting something. Ho, ho, ho. Okay. But I don't know that you're going to see the results if I click here. Okay, but it's very exciting to watch this. So I'm just going to stick my other computer here. And you can perhaps see some results there. Oh, look. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, so the first statement is actually the idea that you can't change. And now, there's debate about this word intelligence, so I tend to rather use academic ability. And my focus is really on maths, because I teach maths to engineering students. And the idea of you're born with certain talents and ability, and there's not much you can do about that, works to people who can succeed and do well, say, like people who achieve very high in maths and science. But if they're not used to actually encountering a challenge that they do not succeed well in, and learning that actually with continuous work, doing the right things, trying different approaches, you can improve, they may believe that people are either one way or the other. And we often see this belief with maths and actually things like art. Many people are quite capable to say, I can never draw, although they haven't really put much effort into that. Now, where's my presentation? Right. Okay, so the two spectrums, according to the theory, is the growth mindset, where your basic idea is that you can always develop, you are never at your potential. And the opposite is the fixed mindset, which is you're born a certain way, your talents and abilities are not really improvable. I mean, beyond a basic level. And so the game becomes, show that you are clever, hide that you don't know. And we're jammed. Okay, skipping that. Okay, so now using words to encourage a growth mindset. There's a lot of research that shows growth mindsets are linked to having more tenacity to study, more grit, and ultimately better effect. But praise can be used in the wrong way. For example, if you say everyone can do anything, it doesn't help someone who's struggling. And hiding problems does not help learning. And if somebody can't do something, it doesn't help to say, you can do this, because they can't. You know, but you need to give the adequate support so that they can actually eventually get there. So there's become a phenomenon about a false growth mindset, where teachers take on board this idea that it's good to have a growth mindset, and they'll have posters on the wall, but their behavior doesn't follow. And a parent can have a false growth mindset when they tell their child that you learn so well from your mistakes, but as soon as they do something that is a mistake, it's treated like this is very harmful. So here is an example of using the words. A growth mindset approach would say, it's okay if you don't get it right first time, the point is to learn. But a false mindset encouragement actually is something like great effort. Okay, you tried your best. Because if they're not achieving, praise is actually the wrong thing to be given. You'd rather be saying, okay, well, where have you gone wrong? What have you tried to do? And don't just sort of say, well, it's okay what you're doing, if it's not. Okay, so here are 3 statements. I think I need to move this one on so you can vote on that. And then we'll leave it for there. So I'm going to leave that staying. The next person can come and set up. So long. Yeah. And we'll see if there's a democracy in action as to whether you think these are more towards the growth or the fixed mindset scale. The third one is the trick question, of course.
Thank you very much, Anita. I'm going to let Anita's slide continue to do wonderful things. Anita, is that going to shift for us? No, we get to go back.
It's over here.
On the little front laptop.
Okay.
And while Anita is just winding up devices, thank you very, very much. I feel like I'm trying to adopt a growth mindset about conference management at this point in time. But can I invite Billy up to chat to us? Yes, Billy Enderstein is the next person on our Out the Box session. And Billy's here to chat to us about the Mind Matters Bula site, which is about getting actuarial scientists to integrate critically with content and to enhance learning experiences. And we'll just take a moment or two to set Billy up. While we're setting Billy up, is there anyone with any questions for Anita?